Hermann Kelly is the leader of the Irish Freedom Party, and there have been mass protests against immigration recently in Ireland as the ruling coalition continues to open the borders to people from around the world. A problem we've had in the UK for many, many years, but is now affecting Ireland as well. Hermann, it's lovely to have you on the show again. Welcome.
Thank you, David. Very kind of you.
No, really good to have you
Yes,
on the show.
it's,
We have on we had last weekend we saw some really big protests in Dublin about immigration. Were you there and
yeah,
protesting against it?
yeah. I was there. I spoke. I think I spoke pretty well. The crowd were very receptive to a Eurosceptic, patriotic voice who believes in controlled immigration rather than mass immigration and EU open borders. There was a good big crowd. That was the biggest patriotic crowd that's been in Ireland for many years. There's probably over 10,000 people there. They took 30 minutes to walk down O'Connell Street, which is the very broad main street of in Dublin. People are even compared to the UK, Ireland. By official figures, 22% of our population in Ireland are currently non-national. Now, we know a lot of people who come here illegally do not fill in census forms, so it's way over 22%. But we've gone from an emigrant country, where Irish people always emigrated across the world because of poverty and unemployment, etc., to now we're like the influx. The huge numbers of unvetted males into Ireland is just immense. Our population since 1995 has gone up by 42%. It's increased by 1.5 million people. And the rate of change in the last 5 years is colossal. So it's so quick that it's been calculated on Grip Media that by 2050, Irish people will be a minority in our own country. So we've got to get control of the immigration system into Ireland very quickly. At the moment in Ireland, there's no functioning deportation system. There's a very generous welfare system where anybody coming in saying the word asylum or just saying I'm from wherever, Kurdistan, they get free housing, free welfare, free medical care. Whereas, would you believe, Native Irish people, they all have to be means tested for all these things. But if you say the word asylum, and it's even better if you say it with a lisp, you get free stuff. And you can't have no deportation center and no deportation system, free welfare, free stuff for everybody, and not expect the world to come.
But isn't that just going to collapse under its own weight eventually? I mean, surely the people who are in the Dáil there, the politicians and the people in the ruling coalition, surely they realize that there simply isn't the money to keep on giving welfare and food and healthcare and education to, hundreds of thousands or millions of people.
No, there isn't the money, but they can take on huge public debt and spend money like a drunken sailor, which is what they're doing at the minute. Ireland is the third most publicly indebted country in the world. Every man, woman, and child in Ireland has a public debt of €42,000. But the government thinking, well, tomorrow, beggar tomorrow, it doesn't matter. Let the children and grandchildren, it's basically you're harming your children and your grandchildren because one, you've got huge public debt. You're importing a large number of unvetted males, which makes the country unsafe. And also, with large-scale immigration, you've got increased demand for housing and apartments. Many young Irish people cannot find a house to buy, an apartment to rent. So what are young Irish people doing? Our best people are emigrating to Australia and to Canada because they can't buy a house in Ireland. So all round, it's absolute madness. It can only be based on hibernophobia, as Roger Scruton called it, oikophobia, hatred of our own home and culture. And my message on Monday was very clear that I love Ireland, its people, its history, its culture, its language, its dance. We've got to reject this hatred of our own culture, and we got to start to love our country and its people and our culture.
I totally agree with you. And one of the chants I heard at the big march in Dublin, I watched the footage, was Sinn Féin are traitors. Now,
Yeah, that's
they
a
used to
staple
be
now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Why are they saying that? Because they used to be known as the Irish Republicans, but now, are they facilitating this?
Yeah, they've been exposed over the last number of years. They're supposed to be an opposition party. They've supported during the lockdown. Like many of the left, Sinn Féin were in favour of, they weren't opposition to the lockdown. They wanted a harder, longer lockdown.
Mm.
In the matters of immigration, what happened is that Marxism, they took on Marxism in the mid 70s, early 80s, became a Marxist party. Marxism basically shut out nationalism in the
Yeah.
Sinn Féin party. And it's all cultural Marxism, intersectional baloney imported from America. All
Mm.
like they used to be, their chant used to be Brits out. Now their immigration policy is Brits out, everybody else in. Their cultural
Right.
Marxism, the left used to be opposed to colonization. No, they're all in favour of the
Mm.
colonization of Ireland. So Sinn Féin are traitors is now a steady chant. And isn't it funny, isn't it incredible that you can have 10,000 people in Dublin, all with Irish tricklers, proudly talking about their love of Ireland and its people, and they're shouting Sinn Féin are traitors. And do you know what? A lot of wealthy Irish Americans need to cop on that Sinn Féin are anti-nationalists. They're not what they have grabbed this. Actually, they don't even show the Irish flag anymore. They wrap themselves in the Palestinian flag. It's all about
Wow.
it's all about freedom for other countries, but nothing about the freedom for the Irish people. Nothing about independence and sovereignty for Irish people. As I say on TV debates with Sinn Féin, and I was on one. I was at a farmers' debate last night. You had Michelle Gildernew, who is a Sinn Féin candidate for in the in the Midlands Northwest, where I'm standing
Mm.
as an MEP candidate. They're a mass immigration, open borders party, which do not believe in an independent, sovereign Ireland. I call them. You're not a Irish Republican Party. You're a European Unionist party, and believe
Mm.
me, they don't like that, David.
No, well, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's the thing. If they're Marxist, the Communist Manifesto by Marx is exactly what you say they stand for: abolishing the nation, abolishing the family, with all of this woke stuff we got now, abolishing private property, and also I think they'd be very antagonistic to Christianity as well, which
Oh yeah,
seems
yeah, yeah.
exactly what they are. And that's why I'm so glad that you set up the Irish Freedom Party in Ireland. Very, very similar to the Heritage Party here
Yeah,
in the UK in terms of your policies. And
yeah.
how is it going for you and your party with the European parliamentary elections coming up?
It's going very well. Myself, I'm ranked number 10. Well, in the bookies, I'm ranked
Mm.
number 10. It's a 5-seat constituency. I have a very good chance. It all depends on transfers.
Mm.
There's a huge number of candidates. I think there's 27
Wow.
candidates. Once we get into the campaign proper, and I get the word out that Hermann Kelly is the anti-controlled immigration party and candidate, I think I will do very, very well. I've got a
Mm.
good chance. I've just started to advertise heavily on social media, talking about a billboard campaign, etc. We're out canvassing. We have over 24 local election candidates in this election, so they're canvassing for me as well. So I have a good chance. Michael Leahy in Ireland South also has a very good chance, but we're definitely going to get local election seats. There's
Mm.
some very good local election candidates, and we aim to shake up the political establishment. As I said, give them a kick and give the Irish establishment a kick in the ballot box where it hurts, because we need to take back political power, and we can only do that through the ballot box.
Absolutely. Well said. And I wish you the very best in elections at every level, local, national,
Can I just
and
finish with one
European.
thing?
Yes. Yes.
I'm in Dundalk, which is right at the very 26 counties is just below the north of Ireland. So it's on the border between north and south. Dundalk used to be a very Irish Republican town. The area where I'm from, it's in the centre of Dundalk. There's a large